Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the infamous serial killer from Connecticut. He is actually known as one of Connecticut's most prolific serial killers in history. His name is William Devin Howell. William was eventually convicted of killing 7 women, and his crimes began on January 1st, 2003. This is when he took his first victim, while driving around in a van which he called his murder mobile. Melanie Ruth Camillini was a 29-year-old woman with 2 children. She was recently living in Waterbury, where she was last seen with 2 men on that day. She was known to have a substance abuse problem and actually would disappear pretty often, so when she first went missing, it wasn't too much to worry about. The second victim was known as Janice Roberts. She was last seen on January 18th, 2003. She was a 44-year-old transgender, and Williams took her when he saw her walking down the street wearing a mini skirt, and she got in his van and he went to go rape her. He found out that she was transgender and he killed her. The third victim was a woman named Diane Cusack. She was a 55-year-old New Britain resident. She disappeared in the mid-2003, and police last heard from her on July 9th when there was a dispute between her and her landlord. The fourth victim was a woman by the name of Nila Arizmendi. I'm probably saying this wrong, so I am going to apologize. On July 31st, 2003, Nilsa's sister actually called police and told them that she had been missing for 7 days. Nilsa was 33 years old at the time of her disappearance. Nilsa's boyfriend was actually a drug dealer, and he was immediately a suspect. He ended up being cleared after he passed a polygraph test. On the night of her disappearance, her and her boyfriend were staying at a hotel, and they actually were allowing William Howell to stay the night as well. And at around 2:30 a.m., he noticed that Nilsa got in the van with Howell, and that was the last time he saw her. The fifth victim was known by Marilyn Gonzalez. She was a 26-year-old mother of 2, and she also lived in Waterbury. She went missing shortly after leaving her home. Joy Martinez was 23 years old when she went missing on October 10th, 2003. However, she wasn't reported missing until March 29th, 2004. It was known that she lived at home with her mother, and they became very suspicious when she didn't show up for her birthday. And this is when they decided to report her missing. And the 7th and final victim was a 40-year-old woman named Mary Jane Menard. She was a substance abuse counselor, and she went missing in October of 2003. When all 7 of these victims went missing, the case actually was unsolved for months. Nobody knew what happened to them or where they went, or they had no suspects at this point. And that was until William Howell became a suspect in Nilsa's disappearance. And this is the one where he was staying in the hotel and her boyfriend saw her getting in the van with him. So he finally became a suspect in April of 2004. Police eventually found him in North Carolina and seized his van. As they were checking out his van, they noticed that a lot of his seat cushions were missing, and there was actually blood from 2 different people. They were able to do a DNA test, and it turned out that one of the blood samples matched the victim, Nilsa. While checking out the van, they also discovered 6 videotapes of Howell with 6 other people. But the way the video camera was set up, you could not identify who these people were. Nilsa's body was not discovered yet of the time of William's trial. However, they were still able to convict him of first-degree manslaughter, and he ended up receiving 15 years in prison. He attempted to plead not guilty and say that the blood in the van was actually from Nilsa and her boyfriend having a fight. However, there was no evidence to prove this. Just a few weeks after William went to prison for the 15-year first-degree manslaughter charge on Nilsa is when a hunter was actually checking out this wooded area behind a mall, and it's in New Britain. And as this hunter was checking out the area, he stumbled across some bones, and it would later turn out that all of these bones were all of his victims. William Howell would actually bury his victims behind this shopping mall in which he described as his garden. He would later confess to his cellmate that he did do all of this, and he wasn't sure why. He had no reason as to why he did any of it. He said that there was a monster inside of him taking control. He did, though, tell his cellmate that he kept one of the women's bodies in his truck, in his van, for 2 weeks because it was too cold outside to bury her. During that time, he ended up actually trying to make it so they could not identify her body. And when he eventually buried her, he cut her fingertips off, pulled some of her teeth, and put it in a bag and threw it in the trash at the mall. On November 17th, 2007, William Devin Howell was officially convicted for 6 life sentences. He ended up pleading guilty to all of the murders, and he told the family members at trial that he was a coward and he is sorry, and he was crying to them and everything, and he said he deserved the death penalty. However, this isn't gonna take back what he did. In total, William is actually serving 360 years in prison. And that is the story of William Devin Howell. Stay tuned for the next video, but until then, go ahead and press that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you get notified when I do upload my new video. If you guys are interested in letting me know of any cases that you want to talk about, let me know down in the comments below. Also, I'm thinking about starting the Bloody Alphabet 2 pretty soon, so if that's something you would like me to do, let me know down in the comments as well. But until the next video, bye guys.